Hello and welcome, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. We are doing the week of the 7th to the 13th of August 2023. I have got three things on the table here that we're going to be working with this week. I have got an oracle deck, which is called the Signs of the Times Oracle. I have got a tarot deck, which is called the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. And I have my charms on the table here. So we're going to use all three of these to get guidance for the week ahead. And this is for all earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I'm going to make a little bit of space. I want to start with the oracle. Let's give it a shuffle. So earth signs, as we give it a shuffle, we're setting the intention that the reading we get today help you guide through or help you navigate through the week ahead, the week of the 7th to the 13th of August 2023. Helps give you a bit of an idea and clarity around what it is that you're dealing with, focusing on what is the energy of the week ahead. Right, let's take a card and let's see what is our theme for the week ahead for all earth signs. You have got sunflower, and sunflower's keyword is action. Oh, I love that. So I am just such a sucker for a sunflower. I'm not a flower person per se, but if I had to choose a flower, it's going to be the pretty sunflower. And the reason why I love the sunflowers so much is because, first of all, they are pretty. They're such happy flowers. You know, you can't look at a huge big sunflower and not just feel happy. It's the color that makes you feel happy, but it's also the sacred geometry that we have within the seed system. And when you look at that, it's almost like your brain just enjoys it because it just feels right. You know, if any of you have ever studied or read up on sacred geometry, you know, it's the answer to everything. It is everything. And you know, sunflowers are they're just phenomenal. The way that they follow the sun, the way that they never focus on the negativity, they never focus on the unhappiness. They just shine and they just do their best every day, all day. But sunflower, keyword of action. Because sunflowers, you know, I want to say they don't do anything. But they do, don't they? Because they follow the sun all day long. As the sun rises, they follow the sun the whole day until the end of the day. Then they go sleep, and in the morning, they start the process again. So even though they're not moving as such, like they're not walking around the garden, although, can you imagine? They're not walking around the garden, but they are moving all the time. And what are they doing? They're taking advantage of the circumstances and the situations that they have in front of them, around them. They're taking advantage of the sun's sunlight in order to nurture themselves, in order to grow, in order to become all that they need to, so that they can produce the seeds that they need to produce to create life, to continue their journey. So that is where the action is. It's about taking advantage of the circumstances, the opportunities, and the situations around you for your own benefit. Right, tarot is shuffled. I'm going to dish three cards out because then we're going to add some charms to it as well. So let's see what sunflower action actually looks like for earth signs for this week. So the first one we have is the Seven of Blades. We then have the Star card, lovely, lovely. And our final one is the Strength card, amazing. All right, let's put these away. And I'm now going to draw just a single charm for each of these cards, each of the tarot. I'm not going to do for the oracle, and I'm just going to place them across the bottom. So we're looking for a charm for the Seven of Blades. Just looking for a single one. I'm scratching from the bottom. We have got a mermaid. I love that. Of course, who doesn't love mermaids? Sunflowers and mermaids. I mean, come on. We're now looking for a charm for the Star card. And I have got the sign, which is about healing and everything. Let's get a charm for Strength. Oh. I got two. I didn't want to. What have we got? They were stuck. All right, so we've got, let me put them straight, a little doggy and a little birdhouse. Can you see there? A little doggy and a little birdhouse. I'm going to add those two. I only wanted one each, but you know what? Sometimes we have to go with what we go with. So we have got sunflower of action. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Seven of Blades. So here we have this gentleman in the blue jacket. He has gone into somebody's property. You can see there is a broken window. and another broken window. He's got a bag, he's got gloves on, he's got a laptop in his hand, he's got jewelry over there, and what he's doing, he's even got a little fox with him. He's stealing, okay? He is doing a bad thing, and he is taking something that is not his. We have got people who are watching in shock, horror, and gasp, and like, oh my gosh, what is he doing? He doesn't care about anybody else. He's only paying attention to himself. Now, he's obviously not very bright. He's obviously not very smart because he's getting caught. You know, people are seeing him. He's like out in the open. So for me, so the traditional interpretation of the Seven of Blades, the traditional interpretation is thievery, deceit, and deception. But I don't believe in negativity, and I don't believe in that kind of stuff. And I like to be a forever optimist. So I've changed it to say that, yes, sometimes we have to do things that we're not comfortable with. But in order to ensure success, we need some planning. So for me, the Seven of Blades is like, had he planned this a little bit better, it might have gone a bit better for him. Okay, so to me, I'm taking the thievery, the deception, the deceit out of it, and I'm saying structure, planning. Have an idea. Think it through. Do not act. What's this word? Spontaneously. Don't act spontaneously. Don't do things spur of the moment, because a little bit of strategy is actually going to get you where you need to be. So we have the sunflower of action, but we also have the sacred geometry, which means that everything is affected. Everything is influenced and affected by everything else. Let's bring our mermaid into it. Mermaid is fantasy. I mean, just to put it bluntly, mermaid is fantasy. Mermaid is this fantasy world, this fantasy perfection world, okay, where we live, yeah, under the sea. Um, we all want to be mermaids. But what the mermaid is saying to us here with the Seven of Blades is we need to get out of our fantasy heads. We need to get back to reality. We need to understand that, you know, sometimes doing things that you shouldn't be doing is going to bring you about negative karma. And sometimes we need to just stop what we're doing, time out, stop all activity, put pen to paper and strategize a little bit more. Okay, create a plan, create a strategy, create create a couple of steps, action steps on how you're going to achieve the things that you need to. Because if you just hope for the best, if you just hope and pray that everything's going to work out, it's not. You're going to get caught. But if you take a little bit of time and climb out of this fantasy land of me being fully optimistic and saying, oh, nothing's ever going to go wrong, if we just like stop. Sometimes things go wrong, but let's think about it, let's strategize, let's get our action plan going, and then we can actually make sure that things develop and happen the way we want them to, and we don't end up getting caught all the time, red-handed. The next card we have is the Star card, and the Star card is the card of hope, the card of renewal, the card of everything's going to be okay. And the fact that we have the sign with it as well is confirming that on the whole, okay, holistically, encompassing all things, everything is going to be okay. Everything will be okay as long as you slow down, breathe, make sure that your action plan, make sure that your plan is solid, make sure that your plan is, and that you're not just dreaming and hoping that everything's going to be okay. You need a solid plan. And if you have a solid plan and you follow that solid plan and you never lose hope, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. It might not be what you expect or what you would hope for. It might be different from what you initially set out, but everything's going to be okay. Let's look at our last card. We have the Strength card, another major arcana card. And this particular Strength card is just amazing because here we have a lady. She is disabled. She's sitting in a wheelchair. She's got a little guide dog. Well, I can't call him a little guide dog, but I mean, she's got a guide dog with her. And isn't it interesting that I got the dog that came through as well, and the birdhouse? But what she's done is she has succeeded against all odds. I mean, look at her wheelchair. She is on gravel, like the biggest, chunkiest rocks you can imagine. If you've ever tried to push anything on wheels, over gravel, you know how difficult it is. But look at her. She's smiling. She's victorious. And she is living her absolute best life. Why? Determination, focus, and this kind of no giving up attitude. When we get caught, when things don't go according to plan, there is this tendency for human beings to throw their hands up in the air and go, oh, I quit. I give up. It's not going to work. Dropping hair all over this table. Throwing our hands up in the air and saying, right, it doesn't work, I give up. But if we get out of that fantasy and we have a solid action plan, and we think, okay, so this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do. This is why I need to do it, right? Let's have a plan on how we're going to do it. Let's not ever lose hope, because knowing that even regardless of how things go, things are going to be okay. It's a tough road. because life, because life, I mean, hello, life, it's a tough road, but don't give up too quickly. Don't give up too easily. Let's look at the symbology of the dog, because here I chose a dog. Well, I didn't chose, but it came out a dog charm, and she has this beautiful puppy with her. We've gone from fox to dog. I just suddenly noticed that as well. We've gone from fox to dog, but dogs are about loyalty, about friendship, about happiness, about joy, about unconditional. And then you've also here got a little birdhouse, okay? This is the kind of birdhouse you put in your tree. What do we do when we put a birdhouse in the tree? We are considering the birds. We are being kind and generous to the birds, but we're also encouraging the birds and letting them know that this is a safe place, that this is a safe place to come and create your family. So we are being generous. Let's look at the strength card. What is the strength card saying? Perseverance, determination, focused attention, focused effort, and unconditional love is what brings happiness and joy to families. Let's go back to the beginning. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is not a week for just going through things. This is not a week for just seeing how things develop. This is a week of action. But it needs to be, I'm going to call it focused action. Okay, don't just wing it. All right, don't just wing it. Winging it this week is going to cause you problems. We need to be focused. We need to have, and we need to stay within the sacred geometry rules, the rules of life, the rules of life. Okay, that's what I'm getting here, and understand that sometimes you have to do things that are outside of the norm, outside of the comfort zone. But if there's a strategy, if there's a plan, if there's an action plan, you're going to be okay. Hold on to hope, knowing that ultimately everything is going to be okay, even if things seem to go a little bit haywire first. Perseverance, determination will get you through. Be happy, loyal, and unconditional in all that you do. And know that when you offer support to others, it comes back to you tenfold. I think that's just such a powerful message, such a powerful reading. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, interesting week ahead for you. I know you got this. I know you do. But just I'm gonna, and you know, especially our Capricorns, we know that you guys are the planners. We know that that's who you are. But this week in particular, just make sure, for all of you, for Taurus, for Virgo, for Capricorn, for all the earth signs, you guys are incredibly grounded, you are incredibly connected. But this week we need to just make sure that we have a solid plan as to what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, when we're doing it, who we're doing it with, etc. And we need to always bring in the unconditional love, joy, happiness, and support as well. And yeah, let's be real. Let's be real. All right, Earth signs, sending you much love and many blessings. Have an amazing week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.